It's very like embarrassing to be fired by your friend.
You mean we try to get our co-workers fired?
More about that later. Hi, it's Hazelle.
It's Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Cleverities Podcast. So today, we're going to discuss something that is not talked about as often as usual.
okay.
Workplace friendships.
Workplace friendship.
Okay, somehow-
like this?
Well, let me just establish first that we're not friends. We're just co-workers.
Colleagues only. Yeah?
So sad. Okay.
Okay, seriously though, do you think we are friends or just colleagues?
100% lah.
Three of us.
100% what?
Colleagues. No, I don't really like them.
Me too.
No, we're definitely friends. I think when we first started, we were colleagues.
That's right.
We were co-workers. We knew each other only within work, in the
yeah.
office.
So how would you categorize friends versus colleagues?
Friends are people that you met at work that you actually will genuinely meet outside of work.
Okay.
And even if you quit your job or don't work at the same place anymore, you still stay friends.
Nice, I like that.
So you genuinely enjoy the company and you appreciate them as people.
And you
Yeah.
don't try to get them fired.
Exactly.
You mean we try to get our co-workers fired?
More about that later. But I feel like for friends, you actually tell them personal stuff. Like you let them in on your personal life. Whereas for colleagues, you draw a very clear boundary. Work is work. And then after work, you don't talk till the next day, you come back to work.
Actually, I have an issue here. I have an issue in drawing lines. Because I'm an open book.
Okay, go for art class.
Huh?
Drawing.
Can send me?
Yeah.
I'm an open book. And I'm just very honest that way. Like if I talk, then I talk,
Right.
But I think because there are people who draw lines very clearly, sometimes it's a little bit scary. Because to me, it's like, oh, friends what? Like, why can't we be friends?
Right.
We can't be friends.
But there really are people who think that way. Maybe they are introverts at heart and they don't feel comfortable sharing so much with their colleagues.
You know what I remember very clearly? I think it's Fan Wong saying this about Zoe Day. I think this is years ago. I think she said something like, we're not friends, we're colleagues.
How do you remember that?
Wait, how do you even know that?
Oh, I have a lot of useless information in my brain.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's it's one thing to feel it. It's another thing to make a statement to the media saying we're just friends.
Right. Do you think that's hurtful?
Of course it's hurtful. If anything, I think a lot of people in the media, in our industry, look like they're friends, but they're just co-workers.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a need to sort of pull up like a facade, right? That we are very close and we hang out together very often. So workplace friendships, of course, comes with both pros and cons. On the positive side, it enhances job satisfaction, it promotes a positive work culture, and also can lead to increased teamwork. I like this.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are some potential drawbacks. For example, bias, conflicts of interest, favoritism. These are all like very sensitive topics. So we all feel like three of us, we are friends. But how about I zoom out and let's look at the bigger picture. Do you think you are friends with your radio partners, respectively? So for G, it's with Avery. For Zura,
Who
it's with
starts
Fadli.
Scissors, paper. Babe, stop.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
it's us. You go first, Azura.
100%. We're definitely friends. I feel like he keeps me sane because at the end of the day, he's probably the person I see the most. I stare at his face for 4 hours every single day. There's no one else that I see for 4 hours every single day.
It's okay, he has a nice face.
Sometimes want to smack. But I think because of the nature of our job as well, it's a very emotionally driven job, of which our job is literally to entertain people and to be happy, right? But we're not happy all the time.
Right.
So Fadli is my first point of release.
Oh.
Poor him.
I come in, I cry. I come in, I curse. I come in, I scream. I come in, I sing and dance.
Buddy,
It's
if you need help, blink twice. We'll come and save you.
Yeah, and
So,
I think
genuinely friends.
genuinely friends, and because we feed off each other, his biggest fear is getting mad and losing it. So when that happens to him, he'll look for me to balance things out and like calm down, right?
see.
So I think we feed off each other that way.
I think this is true because there was one time I saw Fadli in the lift and then we were talking about your trip. Oh, Zura just came back from overseas. Yeah. And then he was all like, yeah, she sent me some photos of a concert. I was so envious. And I'm like, wow, you guys must be really close for you to send photos of your trip to him while you're overseas. And I really like that. This sounds like something that G would do to Avery as well.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
share with him.
Actually, recently I haven't been doing that, but he told me that when he went to South Africa, he would send me telebubbles, and he didn't. So we're not friends anymore. No, but of course, as you know, Avery has been here before.
Right.
I think in the 1 year that we've worked together, we've developed a close friendship outside of work. And a lot of people are surprised to know that we only knew of each other like a year ago or got to meet. Because before that, we weren't friends. We weren't even acquaintances. I didn't know, I barely knew his last name or his first name, in fact. But like last week, I just took his mom out for birthday lunch.
What?
Yeah.
So cute, right?
Sometimes I
cute.
think she loves me more than she loves him.
Can confirm.
Is that a problem?
No,
Okay, thank you.
not hard to.
Yeah. No, but she's very sweet, and I've met most of his family members as well.
Well, that's
yeah.
another level eh.
Oh, okay. Is it too much?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's sweet.
But actually, now that she's mentioned that, I realized that Fali and I don't hang out of work. But maybe.
Maybe you can be friends without hanging out outside of work.
Correct.
Right.
We're definitely friends, but it's just, I guess, family commitments.
Yeah.
Right.
He has a family of which he doesn't have very much time with. So any time that he has is for them.
This leads me to think about my relationship with Kun Hua, my radio co-host. So, like you and Fadli, we don't hang outside of work.
Okay.
But we have a very sort of like clear line in between us.
Oh.
I guess this has got to do with the fact that he is a bit more of an introvert. He actually is an introvert, guys.
Yeah.
But he shares a lot of himself like on air and on his Instagram stories. And I find that these 2 points are the 2 platforms where I get to know most about him.
Oh, his social media.
Yeah, his social media and the stuff that he shares about online. When we are on air, in between songs, we are usually just busy looking for news to talk about. Yeah, we hardly communicate about our personal lives. But I wouldn't say that we are not friends, But when we meet outside of work, it's usually with our colleagues, like all of our evening drive time team, getting together, sitting down for a meal.
So would you make plans with Kun Hua like on a random Saturday just to go out for lunch?
I don't think he'll say yes. I would, but I don't think he will say yes. Can try.
Can try. Okay, so the lines are blurred, right? It's not
Right.
necessarily like if you don't meet outside of work, you're not friends or anything like that, or you're just colleagues.
Yeah, but he's such a nice person. I find that our relationship is more of like a one-way thing. Like I'm always telling him about my emotions, my day, what I saw. But he usually keeps his like emotions to himself.
You never ask.
Because if he doesn't want to say, I don't want to seem like I'm probing or like invading in his personal
Right.
space. You know what I mean?
That's
Sorry,
respect
I'm that
also.
person.
Oh. Can
No,
tell.
sometimes I think it's good, Zura. So yeah, workplace friendships, it has its complications. But I do say I'll prefer being friends with my colleagues.
What if it's a friend that you met, like let's say you know this person from school, right? And then you guys were friends and now you're colleagues.
But isn't it even better?
It's better, right?
Right. Like people I met from the competition.
Oh.
From Jusensan, we have Qi Jia, we have Ze Liang. We were actually friends first before colleagues, right?
Yeah.
And I find that there's a different bond between us compared to like the rest of the DJs because we actually went through things together, right?
I like it too. I feel like there's no harm in that. But I think I've seen firsthand sometimes how maybe some people are not fond of it. And I
Right.
think maybe because we feel like it doesn't get in the way of work, you know what I mean? But I think there's some people out there who are a little bit more, I will not let anything get in the way of me and work. They're a little bit more driven, of which, not say driven, but maybe some people just would do anything to get whatever they want.
Oh, that sounds very malicious. Like some backstabbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can imagine there are those kind of things happening, right? You know,
Right.
where people are a little bit more competitive, of which you're not a friend, you're a competition. I'm here to take care of myself and only
Right.
myself.
Actually, here's a story from our PD. Before she joined the workforce, she was warned by some of her seniors about backstabbing colleagues.
Oh.
So they say things like, your colleagues are not your friends. Up to today, she still hears the same sentence from close friends during meetups when they are complaining about work.
Hands up.
You know what? Actually, before I stepped into the media corp, I've heard a lot about how in the media industry, not just Singapore, like in general, right? There's a lot of politics, there's a lot of backstabbing. But I find that that's not the case in radio, at least.
But I think people that speak on something that they don't know anything about, they would just make assumptions, right? I do truly believe that you can be friends with your colleagues, but I think you have to pick them well. You can't just be friends with anyone.
Right. But how do you do this picking then?
Analyze their character.
Yeah. Don't be like Azura and then just like pour your heart out within a month of knowing them.
Sama.
Wait and see if they can be trusted or not. Because sometimes they
Right.
give you like a faint sense of trust. Like, I'll give you an example, okay? So I have a close friend. She joined a company and she has this colleague who's like maybe about 20-something years older than her.
Wow.
So her colleague's daughter and her are the same age. So
Right.
she sees this colleague a bit like a mother figure, you know, very maternal, very sweet. So over the course of like a month, she started to confide in this person about her own personal life, about her own mother, her family, you know, her personal issues and problems. Turns out, 2 months later, this colleague's daughter had been spreading all of this private information to people, right? And it got back to my friend because the daughter's the same age as her. So they have common friends. They have mutual friends. So her mutual friends came to her and said, hey, do you have a colleague called so-and-so? Because her daughter just told me that you da-da-da-da-da, did this and did that. And you're going to be fired. Your reputation is so bad and stuff.
What?
Yeah, it came from the daughter. So the mother bitched to the daughter bitched to the friends, got back to her.
So which is a bitch?
Yeah, so is this the
All
fault of the
of the
mother or
above.
of the daughter?
Both lah.
Because
That's not
it
nice.
could be a case of, I'm not supposed to tell anyone, Hazy, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
You know?
As in from the mother to the daughter.
Yes.
Still,
Still
I mean, this could really hurt someone's reputation. It's defamation.
Definitely.
Yeah. So be careful who you trust, even though they may seem like a mother figure to you.
But I feel like when your colleagues speak to you, you already can have a good sense of how they're like. I've met someone in my ex-workplace, like she seemed very nice, but then like after 1 week of talking to her, she started bitching about other colleagues, like mutual colleagues that we had. So that's when I know, okay, maybe I should stay away from this person.
I think that's a sign or something that you should look out for and stay away from, because if they can bitch about other people, they can bitch about you.
Exactly.
Okay, but let me flip it around now. Let's just say, I mean, you're friends, okay? You've become friends in the workplace. And then you guys, you know, as a group, talk bad about other people. That has happened before. Or not talk bad, I would say just discuss other
Or
people.
gossip.
Gossip about other people.
I think that's fine, but not within 1 week of knowing each other.
Oh.
Maybe the difference is that you're talking about it in that safe space that you've created as friends, as compared to just now where this person was going around.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the amount of time that you spend together and where you're actually discussing these topics, they actually matter. Say it's like a chill night out, like just a couple friends over some drinks. Then I feel like fine, it's okay to like talk about it. Whatever is said there remains there. But not like over lunch at a crowded coffee
Yeah,
shop.
when you just got to know
yeah,
this
you
person.
just got to know this person. It's your like first time hanging out with this person.
Because if you're like real friends and like sharing your emotions kind of thing, that's like seeking for comfort. Trauma
Right.
bonding.
Oh, I love that for you.
But of course, we have cases where we have some colleagues, then slowly they upgrade to being friends, right? So how do you know when this person is no longer a colleague but a friend? Like I feel Zhe Liang was this case for me. We weren't particularly close during the competition, but
Okay.
after that, when he joined Jiu San and we were paired up in the night belt together, we were first colleagues. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can get along well with this person. But then after that, we became such good friends that we actually would meet up outside of work.
I just think you can sense the chemistry with a friend, because even with you and Zhe Liang, like from us watching from the outside, I could tell that you genuinely enjoyed spending time with him, making TikToks with him, doing videos and photos with him, and he's someone that you look like you would confide in. So I think when you have that sense of trust outside of work, that's when you know they've been upgraded to a friend.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling actually. Thank you, Liang.
So sweet.
I think at the end of the day, also maybe it takes all these individuals who are going to be friends to understand that my job is my job and my work is my work.
Right.
And, that has nothing to do with the friendship. So no one can see it as competition or a threat or, that I'm going to throw you under the bus.
Right.
You
That's the
can't
level
have-
of upgrade, right?
Yeah, I think this is what our producer Anne used to think. She doesn't believe in turning colleagues into friends, but she became friends with a former co-worker. So they actually met a month before our producer quit her old job. And this person was a new intern. So
Oh.
our producer was a senior there. So they have this like hierarchy, right? Senior, junior. She was there to train her, the intern was there to learn. So soon after, our producer left that job, they lost touch, but somehow they reconnected via Instagram months later.
Aw.
And then the intern suggested a meetup. So they met up and now they are very, very close friends today.
But do you think that it's because they reconnected after leaving the job? That's why they got closer.
I believe there's a huge reason why.
If they were senior and intern at that job, I don't think they could have gotten that close. Because really, I mean, not even like your boss, right? But someone way more senior than you. Have you ever really been able to be like true friends with them outside of work? They are still your colleagues, but they're not at the same level as you.
I think you could be friends, but the hesitation there would be in the event that the senior has to tell you off. Or let's say you get really close.
Or like fire you, and you guys are friends.
Ah.
Yeah,
That's awkward, eh?
That has happened, yeah. So don't be friends with your boss. They might have to fire you one day.
But if you were true friends, would you be able to understand where he's coming from? The fact that he had to fire you.
Yes, because
Right?
it has nothing to do with the friendship. You can't expect that fella to save your ass just because that fella's your friend. That's a bias.
But my ego would not allow me to be friends with the person moving on from that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very like embarrassing to be fired by your friend.
If anyone has such a story or experience, can you please share with us?
Very juicy.
Yeah.
But what if, moving on, he helps you find another job?
Oh,
To
I
sort
mean,
of like salvage himself, right?
as a friend.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I think that's a nice gesture. He doesn't have to, right? I'm just being petty by not wanting to be friends with the person, that fired me, right?
Question. G. You have had to fire people. Were you ever friends with any of them?
I draw a very, very clear line at, obviously not in the media because I don't have to fire anybody in the media, but
Yes.
I draw a very clear line at other things that I do. I see them all as, co-workers, and I don't want to have any bias or favoritism. I wouldn't say that, they were friends. Anyone I've had to fire. Because it just gets complicated. I prefer to keep it professional because it's a lot easier also to, get the team going when you're not like all chummy as friends. They can be friends. I'm more than happy for them to have, because they see each other every day, spend so much time with each other.
Right.
But for me to be friends with them, it complicates matters.
But you sit down, have lunch sometimes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in these settings, what do you talk about if it's not personal things?
I do talk about personal things.
Oh.
But I wouldn't say that they are things that...
Are extremely close to your heart.
Yeah, they're not extremely close to my heart. They're just personal things like about myself or about how my day was or what I did last week, what I ate yesterday. Things like that, but not like things that I'm struggling with.
Right.
Yeah, employees never have to know that, right?
It's hard to show vulnerability. Yeah, I think.
Well, but you know what? If you're in the management position, actually, like what Jamie mentioned just now, it's great for the employees to be friends amongst each other because it actually increases employee engagement. So, one workplace study by Gallup found that employees who have a best friend in the office are 7 times more likely to be more engaged in their work. But this number drops to just 10% when employees keep their relationships purely professional.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you have friends at work, genuine friends, you can hang out with them, have lunch, it's a lot less lonely.
Right.
And I really do think it increases job satisfaction. You're just happier in your job. You want to perform more and be more involved. And apparently, statistics have shown that it also means that you take fewer sick days. If you have friends at work. Because
Right.
if your friends are outside, then you take sick days to spend time with them, right?
But if your friends are in the workplace, then you
Yeah.
just go to
to
work
work.
and talk to them.
Exactly.
In the pantry.
Exactly.
Let me tell you what happened. So
Okay.
recently I went on a trip, right?
Yes.
I came back to work and then the next day, Jeremy came back. On that day that Jeremy came back to work, so that meant that I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks.
Right.
I was already going home, by the way. Mind you, I was already at the lobby. And I remembered, oh, she's back. I went back up. And I sat all the way until like
The end of my
midnight.
show, yeah.
To be with her?
Yeah, just sitting and like chatting. She was literally on the way out. Like she sent me a video, like, "Oh, bye." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." Came back up.
I go back up, lor.
Yeah. So yes, it does make me stay at work.
Yes.
It makes her stay longer than is necessary at work.
Social and emotional support. That's what it is.
There we go. It also does increase productivity, right? Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania and Minnesota confirmed that close friendships increase workplace productivity because friends are more committed to each other. They communicate and help each other better, right? Let's say, you know, there's some people at work where they just rub you the wrong way or you've rubbed them the wrong way and you can't get along. Imagine how hard it is to work with them. Yeah. You ask them for a stapler, they throw a stapler in your face. It's just not.
Well, in the
So-
DJ context and setting, right? Like, we do have to produce a lot of show text for our shows. So I think that it helps that we are actually friends with our co-workers or our colleagues because then we'll feel more motivated to get this show text done and not just leave it to the other person. Because there's quite a lot to do. And the amount of creativity and the chemistry that has to be executed in the text, it also is a test of your friendship. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's teamwork, it's friendship, you know. It's having that sort of like chemistry with each other as well.
You've seen that trend on TikTok right now, right? You know, it started with the all you need is your best friend, and then now it's all you need is your co-worker.
Oh.
And then the next slide is basically like a screenshot of your conversation or something. It's a trend right now.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that a positive thing or a negative
I don't
one?
know. So some conversations that I've seen between co-workers include like, I am shopping for coffins right now. And, and the friend would be like, please order two.
So on that note, how do we then deal with work-related conflicts or disagreements? Sure, we can be like, good friends, shop for coffins together. But at the time, when a conflict comes in, how?
So I'll continue the story about that conflict that happened with my friend and her colleague who's like a mother figure.
Okay.
The moment that she heard that, she wanted to confront her. She wanted to call her and give her a piece of her mind, say like, why are you saying these things about me? It's very hurtful. But she realized that anything that she said over the phone, this colleague could have then twisted because this colleague basically said a lot of lies about her, right? So what she did was contact her HR department to mediate a call. Her HR department is not even here, it's in the UK.
Wow.
To mediate a call between the both of them. I don't know how it's gone yet. I haven't met her, but I will let you know.
Who's this?
Huh? Yeah.
But that's so smart of her.
No, I think it is because emotionally you would want to react. You are hurt, you thought this person was your friend, but might not be the wisest situation. If you can trust your HR, maybe.
Yeah, but I understand that some people might also feel embarrassed for a third party to know about all the secrets that you've been telling the other person, right? So I think it was very brave of your friend to do that.
No, absolutely.
I mean, half the world already knows what's another person who can actually help you.
Oh, ouch. She listens to this podcast.
I'm so sorry. Are we friends? Do I know you? Can we be friends?
Okay, have you guys ever like broken up with a work friend over work-related conflicts? No, I can't relate with this question because it's never happened to me. I don't think so.
No, I don't think I've broken up with a work friend. I think if anything, you kind of just drift apart as friends naturally do.
Right, back to colleagues, right?
Back to colleagues.
But not really like break up.
Yeah, I don't think that has ever happened. It's either like we get along or we were never friends to begin with.
It's like, for example, between the three of us, right? Some people are on time, some people are late. And this used to be a big thing, right? This used to be quite a big thing because we would be like, don't be late. Like, I'm late too, okay?
I am some people.
No, so because we are friends, sometimes it's hard to bring up these conversations. It's like, can you not be late? Like, can you do this? Can you do that? But I think genuinely we've navigated it very well. And I think it's because of Hazy. Hazy has this quality about her where she can say something and be stern about it, but still very friendly.
This is how she does it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Baby.
Yeah, always start with baby.
No, but it's worked in our favor, I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so next time there's a workplace disagreement that comes up, just speak to the other person and start with baby.
No.
They
They
might take it to HR.
Yeah. Your HR department will find you. So please don't.
Okay, like if you're very close, like me and
Yes.
Azura and Jermaine, then you can do that, okay?
Yes. I do have a story, however.
Yep.
It's not a breakup, but I did have a friend at work, of which I thought we were friends because we would like go out for lunch. Not here, obviously. I don't go for lunch here, okay? So we would go out for lunch, just be stupid, that sort of thing. Like a couple of us were all friends. And then I think eventually this person maybe became friends with someone who had issues with me. And then suddenly just disappeared. Like one day just stopped talking to me. And now I was like, oh, okay, cool.
But did you tell a lot of your personal stuff to this person?
Not really personal. I think more like friends, but not like close friends.
So you
know what I
think
mean?
that the third party basically said some not so nice things about you to your work friend
I think
and
so.
like influenced them to stop hanging out with you?
I think so.
This one's secondary school or what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How old are you?
Yeah.
But have you ever thought of like asking your work friend?
Oh no,
what
I can't be
happened?
bothered. This kind of things to me is like, you're not valuable enough. Like, who do you think you are?
But what if like this person has been spreading like malicious stuff about you to other people as well?
I don't care. I still have food to eat and I still live my best life. I don't care.
Wow, happy-go-lucky, Arison.
She scares me. But have you ever been in a workplace, right, where because other people were friends, right? Other people are work friends, that they then were biased towards you because they showed favoritism to each other.
Oh, bias against me.
Against you.
Against you, yes.
In my previous workplace, I think I had a boss who favored certain people. And that was very, very obvious.
I think that happens in quite a few workplaces, to be
Right.
honest, yeah.
Right, but I guess she tries to be professional about it, lor. Like, the amount of work issued to each of us is the same. Like,
Okay.
I don't get more just because she favors the other person.
So how is
But
it then shown? Yeah.
From her attitude, I guess. And the words spoken. You can tell
like
that.
chummy with other people?
Yeah, like she prefers these other people, but like not me. But that's okay, because I don't get more work.
I think
so that's
some
fine lah.
people,
It's fair.
because of favoritism and bias, especially with the boss, right? Some people get away with more at work. More mistakes, less work,
More leeway lah,
more
basically.
leeway because you are favored by a boss, right? Yeah.
That's a different issue altogether though, huh?
Yeah, but like I said, you could be friends with your boss, right? We're talking colleagues. It could be your boss.
Right.
True.
But have you ever shown favoritism towards any of your employees? Maybe the one person who like displayed a stellar work attitude.
I do think that I'm someone that tries to be very encouraging and empowering to everybody. But I do think that I would probably show more, not favoritism, but spend more quality time with the person that directly reports to me. Because I want to empower her
To empower the
to
rest.
empower the rest. Yeah.
Do you start with baby?
Baby. So today on the agenda.
Okay, actually, I just remembered something. So I know someone who is best friends with his boss.
Okay.
Wow. How can you be best friends with your boss? I just don't think it's...
I think they started off as friends, of which they were not exactly working in the same capacity.
Okay.
Then this person became his boss. But they are best friends, like
Wow.
besties. I don't know if that affects the work, but I know that people have an issue with it.
Of course.
Oh.
I don't see how and why as well, because I think the job that he holds is probably is different from the capacity of like other people. So actually there's not much comparison there. But I think people just couldn't take it. And they always used it against him for I think no reason to me. Because like
Saying things like,
anything also like, yeah, best friends ma.
Oh.
they're just jealous.
That's a little bit hard.
But think of it from this point of view. If you were an employee and something happened, but that person got away with it, you definitely, the first reason that comes to your mind is,
Because
they're
they're
best friends.
I mean, yeah, in that situation, of course.
Yeah. Because I was thinking of myself in my ex-workplace where, that boss showed favoritism towards like 2 or 3 other like people. It's tough. It's tough. So it brings us to our next question. How do we draw boundaries amongst workplace friendships?
I think the first thing that you have to do is be careful what you share. Like the example that, I gave of my friend, she shared a lot of confidential and personal information, which was then used against her, not just in the workplace, but outside of the workplace.
That's so sad.
It is very sad, but while some people may appear kind, that could be a first impression kind of thing. You don't really know them, and you want to be chummy with them because it's like, we all came in at the same time, all went for orientation at work. You want to be friends with them, but it's better to protect yourself. Yeah.
I think sometimes it's inevitable as well because you see them so much. Like, you know, people who work in the office 8-10 hours, you see them a lot. And sometimes you can't put aside your feelings in that time and you want to talk about it. And these are the people closest to you. So you think like,
Yeah, I feel the same way as you do.
Right?
Sometimes I like to share about my personal life, but sometimes it's hard to draw the line, you know, as to how much I can share with this person. It's
As long as
tough.
you
tough
trust
lah.
them.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, like when you meet new people, right, I'm sure Zura, you will be one who like love to share a lot about your life as well.
Gosh, she got called out. I mean, we don't see each other 8 hours a day or even 4 hours a day, right? So when we're like in with our show partners, imagine if your show partner was someone that you couldn't trust and you couldn't share your life with. That'd be
hard.
really sad. That'd be really tough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Just knowing how much you can share with the other person, I feel is very important. And I think establishing the type of friendship it will be, such as, okay, are we friends who eat lunch together and then that's it? Or do we chat and hang out after work?
I
very
think
different.
maybe recognizing as well if the nature of your job has competitiveness to it, has some sort of only one person can get picked for a certain thing and everyone's competing for it. As much as you want to be friends and trust them, like you really never know. Sometimes in desperate situations, a career progression might be more important than you are.
Yeah.
And you might be sacrificed at that point.
Exactly, because you have to be fair, right? And don't be so naive and think, oh, we're best friends. But at the end of the day, their jobs might take priority over your friendship because, I mean, you guys are all working for the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think being realistic with workplace dynamics, that helps you to feel a lot more at ease as well.
Yeah.
Okay, any final words for our listeners on Hush Podcast who are struggling with workplace friendships?
Well, I think give a good first impression to anyone that you meet at work, right? Because they don't deserve, like, you to feel that sort of like competitiveness or that like saltiness that you got this, I didn't get this. You're all working for the same thing at the end of the day, and there's enough of the pie to go around. So just be kind, be nice to people, and protect yourself.
Well, I feel like while being friends with colleagues works for some people, it just doesn't work for others. So just think of it this way. You're lucky if your colleagues become your friends. But if they don't, that's fine as well. Just focus on your work, right?
No, absolutely. And honestly, I think after this conversation as well, I realized that, work friends or having friends at work can really be a really nice thing. Like, we're friends. And we've always spoken about how we've always created chaos on level 7. And I think that's a nice thing, to be able to run from end to end, knowing that there are people I can run into.
We used to have a yogurt date every night on the same
I miss
floor.
that. I miss that so
Our
much.
shows all kind of like overlap.
There was 1 hour of overlap.
1 hour
Yes.
of overlap.
Yeah.
So after someone's show and before someone's show, we would just meet at the pantry,
Pantry.
and then share some yogurt and
Yeah.
Azura even made homemade granola once.
Those were good old times. I
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed like just staying at the pantry, talking about our lives, and then just having a cup of yogurt.
Oh, the simple
So
things.
nice. Yeah.
Simple things.
Simple but happy. So we hope that this episode has given you some light on how you can handle your workplace friendships. And if you have any questions, feel free to always just DM us on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
That's right. You can listen to us on Spotify, Me Listen, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to turn on the notifications.
And check us out on YouTube as well so that you can see the beautiful set that our team has put together.
Yay! Thank you so much for listening. Once again, I'm Hazel.
I'm Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Maybe next time we talk about dating in the workplace.
Ooh.
I know who to call. By the way, our bag of yogurt is still in
You're
the fridge.
joking.
No.
Please, God, no.
It has Hazel, Azura, Germaine on it.
The yogurt must have expired for like 2 years
or
at
what?
least.
I don't know. Want to check?
Let's check it later. Oh my god.